Good morning. This is KELOLAND On The Go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your weekend. We also have your boredom busters coming up. But first, our top story. The Lincoln County Commission has taken a major step in addressing a dire shortage of courtrooms. Lincoln County, which includes large portions of southern Sioux Falls, has grown into the state's third largest county. The original courthouse in Canton only has 3 courtrooms, which has led to a backlog in cases. On Friday, commissioners voted to approve $55 million in bonds to pay for new courtrooms.
It finally is that first step that we've needed to address the needs of the court system in Lincoln County. It gives us the funds to start to do the actual design work that will take many, many months, but it was a step that we had to get started.
The County Commission will pick a site for the courthouse at a later date. Much of the disagreement surrounds whether a new jail should be included in the project. A University of South Dakota basketball player is behind bars charged with rape. According to the Clay County Jail's website, 20-year-old Mihai Carcona was arrested Friday. He's charged with second-degree rape. Under South Dakota law, that means the alleged crime involved force or threats. This is Carcona's first year at USD. The 6'11" forward transferred from Toledo and is originally from Romania. The school sent out a warning to students Friday saying a sexual assault had been reported on campus. Many people in KELOLAND may be waking up this morning with sore shoulders and backs following a busy day of cleaning up from the big winter storm. People in Sioux Falls were digging out from the several inches of snow that started falling Thursday night. And for some of them, the shoveling of the heavy, wet snow was a 2-day process. Others waited to tackle the job on Friday.
It's going to be rough, you know, because it gets gradually heavier, it seems like, with the moisture. So, yay, snow blowers is kind of my thought on that.
Sioux Falls Fire Rescue is reminding homeowners to remove snow around hydrants so firefighters don't have to when they're responding to a fire in your neighborhood. Meanwhile, Sioux Falls city crews are making progress cleaning up from the storm. Most of the main roads were cleared by Friday morning. Now crews are focusing on clearing side streets. There are steps you can take to help make the cleaning process faster and easier for plow operators.
Biggest thing is if you're out and about, just give our drivers the space for them to do their work. Move your car if it's parked on the street. And we've got another big system coming in next week. So our operators are going to be busy. They're going to be working 12-hour shifts probably for the next 7 to 10 days if the next system does come in with quite a bit of snow.
Hanson expects all the city streets will be cleared of snow from this storm by the end of the weekend. Let's get our first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Adam Rutt in the Storm Center. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Perry, and good morning, everybody. We have had a little bit of fog in portions of southeastern KELOLAND this morning, but overall, it's been a quiet start to the day. To Falls Park we go, where the lights are going to look extra festive for a little while with all that snow on the ground. 33 at the airport with a south wind of 9 miles per hour. So we are going to eat through a little bit of that snowpack today with temperatures near, if not just a little bit above freezing. And we are near, if not a little bit above freezing, along and east of I-29. To the west, however, it is chillier. We had clearer skies in place. We are seeing temperatures in the 20s and even into the upper teens at times. Winds have been tolerable, 5 to 15 miles per hour out of the south if you're along and east of the interstate. And to the west, it is predominantly out of the west. We have a largely quiet weekend on our hands, but then we have to address the first half of next week. We'll have updates on that and the rest of your 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. Well, KELOLAND Media Group has announced the winners of our Vernite Mitsubishi Tradition of Caring in KELOLAND grant program. 13 nonprofits will be given $200,000 worth of free airtime. This year's winners include the Bishop Dudley Hospitality House, Black Hills Works, the Boys and Girls Club of Aberdeen, Children's Home Society, East River Legal Services, plus Feisty Fighters, Kingdom Boundaries Prison Aftercare, Sioux Falls Area CASA, Sioux Falls Business Resource Network, Sioux Falls Hope Coalition, plus Sioux Falls Public Schools Education Foundation, Teammates Mentoring of South Dakota, and Volunteers of America. The holiday shopping season is in full swing, and if you still have some names to check off your list, you may want to stop by the Holiday Market in downtown Sioux Falls today. It'll be taking place inside the Jones 421 building on Phillips Avenue, where 21 vendors will be setting up shop in the hallways. The organizer says think of it as a sidewalk arts festival indoors.
Exactly, but just on a much smaller scale.
The holiday market runs from 11 to 5, and children can join Santa and Mrs. Claus for story time at 10 a.m. Vendors will also be selling handmade crafts and other items during the holiday market in Watertown. It's taking place from 9 to 6 at the Cottington County Extension Complex. Sunday's hours are 10 to 4. Lunch and a snack bar will be available. Admission is $1, which will be donated to a local charity. Children 12 and under are free. Sanaz Gourmet Mediterranean is celebrating World Food Day with a benefit lunch buffet. Serving time goes from 11 to 2. Diners are requested to make a $10 minimum donation, with all the proceeds going to Feeding South Dakota. Dakota Dachshund Rescue is hosting a meet and greet where adoptable dogs will be on display from 11 to 1. It's taking place at Special Olympics Unify Center in Sioux Falls. There will also be pictures with Santa Claus, plus servings of hot chocolate and cider along with cookies. Shields in Sioux Falls is hosting Ice Fest. Industry experts will lead seminars to help you prepare for the upcoming ice fishing season. The hours are from 9 to 6. You can also register to win a chance at more than $6,000 in prizes. And the Davis American Legion is hosting a Soup and Santa Day from 11:30 to 1:30. Santa will be at the Legion at 1 o'clock with treat bags. The cost is a free will donation. Adam?
Well, we don't have a whole lot of anything going on this morning. Like I said, a little bit of fog in a few areas, but visibility isn't compromised to a terrible extent. Just know you may run into that, especially in eastern and southeastern portions of South Dakota. Beyond that, we do have high pressure over the Nebraska Panhandle. That's going to do more than enough to keep us pretty quiet today. Yes, there is an upper-level trough delineated by this dashed line, but that's kind of there for show. It's the area of high pressure I mentioned before that wins out today. So if you do have any outdoor plans for Saturday, or even Sunday for that matter, you're good to go. Just also know that we may see some redevelopment of fog overnight tonight into early Sunday morning, especially, again, if you're in southeastern KELOLAND. But still, not a bad weekend if you want to get outside and, enjoy the snow while it sticks around. Then we have to address the elephant in the room. That's the first half of next week. Rain, and a cold rain starts to develop at first, especially eastern and southeastern South Dakota into Nebraska and Iowa. But then as we head into Tuesday, that's when things really start to come off the rails. We tap into a lot of moisture via southerly flow, and that temperature profile along with the track of the low will be key in terms of who sees what. Right now, south and east towards Sioux Falls into Iowa, that's where you're most likely to see rain. Then we get that mixing on the back edge of that, mainly snow West River and along the North Dakota border, and those deeper shades of blue are indicative of heavier snow. You notice we may also get a small break in Sioux Falls overnight Tuesday and then Wednesday with what's called a dry slot that's going to try and work its way in. Could get a small lull down that way, but beyond that, it is still going to likely be a mess through Wednesday and even into Thursday for that matter, as this area of low pressure is going to be rather slow to depart. Winter storm watches are in place Monday evening through Wednesday evening. Overnight, they were extended eastward toward the James River just west of Aberdeen, Redfield, and Huron. We'll expect that a wintry mix the further east to go West River. This is for mainly snow. And then just how much? Well, this is the odds for at least 3 inches of snow or more. You notice that area of red covering a large majority of the region. But south and east, a moderate chance in Mitchell over to Sioux Falls. A low opportunity Yankton to Spencer and to Worthington, and then Lyon, O'Brien, and Osceola counties. But if we up the ante to 6 inches of snow or more into Wednesday evening, you notice how once you get southeast to Sioux Falls, the chances are less than 10%. But for central and western South Dakota, still a high risk for at least 6 inches of snow. Now, just know that this is very much subject to change. Like I mentioned earlier, the track of this low and what kind of temperature profile we have at the surface is going to heavily dictate who sees what. But for what it's worth, everybody gets in on well below average temperatures as we head toward next weekend and as we get ever closer to Christmas itself. Highs today in the 30s East River, upper 30s to low 40s out west, with overnight low temperatures dropping into the teens, either side of 10 toward the Sioux Falls area, and then we'll see 20s out to the west. The rest of your 7-day forecast across the region is going to be pretty messy by the middle of the week, with a wintry mix possible on Tuesday in Sioux Falls, then turning over to snow Wednesday and Thursday. But that weekend, is looking good, deceptively good, even toward Aberdeen for that matter, with a wintry mix on Monday night into Tuesday, then switching over to snow Wednesday and Thursday. In Pierre, it's more snow than a mix for Tuesday, then into, again, Wednesday and Thursday with a deceptively quiet weekend on the way and highs in the 40s. For Rapid City, 43 today, 54 tomorrow, and then you have your chance for snow coming in Monday through Thursday. And again, everybody gets in on a rather cold end of the weekend for what it's worth next weekend as well. Have a great day, everybody. For more on your local news, weather, and sports, you can always head on over to KELOLAND.com.